Hey guys, what's up? It's Cubey time, and in today's video we are doing a comparison between the Moyu Tanglong and the Gans 356. I chose the Moyu Tanglong and the Gans 356 to compare because they are very similar. They have similar feels and performance, and even kind of similar prices. So let's take a look at these puzzles a little bit closer by comparing them. These cubes will be compared using 4 categories. These categories include general info, speed and feel, corner cutting and lockups, and design flaws. In each category, the cube will get a point on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, and the cube that has the most points at the end is the winner. Let's get started. The Gans 356 can be picked up at thecubicle.us for a hefty price of $23. It has the slightly smaller size of 56mm on each side and is available in white, black, primary, and blue plastics. Now for the Moyu Tanglong. It is available at thecubicle.us for a good price of $16. Each side is slightly smaller than the average cube at 56.5mm, and it is available in white, black, primary, blue, teal, pink, gray, and brown plastic. Now on to sticker shades. The Gans 356 will not have these shades when it comes out of the box. It will have shades more like this, which are okay, they look fine, they're usable, and they don't chip or peel. However, the Moyu Tanglong stickers are awesome. They have the nice, bright Moyu shades, and they fill the pieces absolutely completely, and I really love it, and I think it looks absolutely great. So overall in the general info category, I give the Gans 356 a 3 out of 5 and the Moyu Tanglong a 4 out of 5. They both didn't get perfect scores because their prices are a little bit high, and the Gans 356 got a 3 because its sticker shades aren't as great as the Moyu Tanglongs. Now let's go to the speed and feel category. So let's just start off with the speed on the Gans 356. This is a very fast puzzle. It can perform over U2s with one flick, and it's very nice. The M layers are also very fast. It's just kind of like a Fang Shi puzzle. The M layers perform very nicely and are great during algorithms. Tanglong is also very fast, but is a little bit slower than the 356. It can perform U2s, but sometimes really can't go over U2. It has amazing outer layers that perform very nicely when algorithms are performed on them, and it's very controllable. That's the #1 aspect about this puzzle, is that it's very controllable. No matter how you turn it, it goes where you want it to go, and it stays in a cubic shape very nicely. Both these puzzles have a very similar feel of being buttery smooth and a little bit crispy. The Gans 356 is more exaggerated than the Tanglong, but the Tanglong does have a very similar feel to it. Overall, they basically have the same feel, but the Moyu Tanglong is just a little bit more crunchy. So in this category, I give both cubes 4s out of 5s, bumping the Moyu up to 8 out of 10 and the Gans up to 7 out of 10. Overall, these puzzles have very similar feelings to them, but the Gans 356 is a little bit faster, but that comes at the price of being less controllable, and the Moyu Tanglong is a little bit more controllable, but it is kind of slow. So it's a little bit of a compromise between the both of them, and that's why they didn't get perfect scores of 5. Now let's go to the corner cutting and lockups category. So first let's just start off with the corner cutting and on only the corner cutting on these puzzles. So the Gans 356 can corner cut basically anywhere you put it. It really has the best corner cutting I've seen on really any cube. Anywhere you put it, it will cut through it one way or the other. It just has amazing reverse, regular, and it goes through it very smoothly. I mean, it barely takes any effort. The Tanglong has very similar corner cutting. It can do basically any angle, but it sometimes like get barely locked up. But this is barely ever going to happen during any solves. Like right there, when are you ever going to be corner cutting that much? But it's really just amazing corner cutting for both these puzzles. Now let's talk about locking up on these puzzles. We're going to start with the Tanglong. This puzzle does not lock up during solves like at all. It is a very nice, good flowing puzzle. This may be a result of it being very controllable, and it's just overall very nice. The same cannot be said for the 356. Unlike the Tanglong, which remains in a very cubic shape the entire time, this puzzle can move around quite a bit, and it's very catchy unless you do a couple mods to it. Overall, I fixed the problem on my puzzle, but at first it was terrible, where the corner pieces obviously caught on the centers. Now, there were 3 things you could do for it. One was loosen the corners, and that is what I did. You can unscrew it and make the corners so that they become looser, and that helps a lot. You can sand down your corners, or you can buy the new caps for this puzzle. Overall, I fixed this problem pretty much, but it sometimes still locks up during solves, just like right there on that algorithm. It can lock up still. It's not perfectly clean of lockups, but overall, it's a very nice flowing puzzle as of now. So in the corner cutting and lockups category, I gave the Gans 356 a 3 out of 5 points and the Moyu Tanglong a 4 out of 5 points. So that overall bumps the Gans 356 up to a 10 out of 15 possible points and the Moyu Tanglong up to 12 out of 15 possible points. Now, none of these cubes are perfect in this category, but the Gans does lock up much more than the Moyu Tanglong. So let's finish this up in the design flaws category. Okay, let's start off with the biggest design flaws, which include popping and corner twisting. Both these cubes basically never pop. I've never had a pop on any one of these. And corner twisting is not a problem anymore. Due to the squared off corners, these puzzles are very hard to corner twist during solves, and I think I've gotten 1 on each of them, and they were when I was turning extremely rough, but they both will never corner twist on you, basically ever. So let's take a look at the mechanisms and see why these puzzles have such good design flaws category points. When we take a look at the mechanisms on this puzzle, we find that they are very similar and very different. They're very different because they basically have the exact opposite, considering that the Gans 356 has the most complicated 3x3 mechanism I've ever seen, and the Moyu Tanglong has one of the most simple I've ever seen. So let's take a look at the individual pieces and see what the similarities and differences are. Starting with corners. As you can see, the Gans is made up of 2 pieces and the Tanglong is made up of 1, obviously. Now they have similar shape and they also have the squared off corners. But overall, they're pretty differently shaped, and this one has a lot more ridges on it than the Tanglong. The Tanglong and the 356 edge pieces are pretty similar if you can look at it and see it like this, but overall they're pretty different when you consider everything about them. Now, even the cores are different on these puzzles. The centerpieces are pretty similar, but the Gans is still utilizing the octopus core, and the Moyu company is still using their turquoise core. Overall, they both work pretty nicely. So in the design flaws category, I gave the Gans 356 a 4.5 out of 5 and the Moyu Tanglong a 5 out of 5 points. So this ends up with the Gans 356 having 14.5 points out of 20 points and the Moyu Tanglong having 17 points out of 20 points. So now let me give you some final conclusions on these 2 puzzles. So let's start off with the Gans 356. This is an overall great puzzle. There are only a couple things that bother me about it. The first one is the price. The price really where it dropped a couple points in this comparison. It's way too high. Sometimes twice as much as kind of regular price 3x3s, which is kind of ridiculous. $23 you could buy most 4x4s on the market. But that's okay. It doesn't maintain a cubic shape very well as well, due to the fact that it caught so much out of the box and I had to loosen all the corners. So it's kind of like clappy now, if that makes any sense. And it's an overall really nice puzzle though, so I really enjoy it. My final grade that I would give this puzzle in comparison to every speed cube on the market would be an A. It definitely deserves an A. There are just a couple things that bother me. It's not an A+, but it's a really good puzzle overall. Now on to the Tanglong, the victor of this comparison. Yes, I do believe that the Tanglong is better than the 356. It is my main as of now in this point, and it's just a very good performing puzzle. It takes everything good from the Along, the Meiying, and the 356 and puts it into one cube. There's really nothing wrong with this puzzle. I have no pops, no corner twists, and it keeps a nice, controlled cubic shape the whole time. It's fast enough that it isn't slow, let's just say it that way. Overall, this puzzle is really nice, and I enjoy it a lot. It flows very nicely with my turning style, and overall is the victor of this comparison video, and I give this cube a final grade of an A+. It is a really nice puzzle. So that wraps up this video. Comment which puzzle you think is better, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment what you want to see next on my channel, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.